I'm ashamed to play Genshin Impact. This is a new video Tectone just made. I'm gonna react to it. I'm gonna pause in between. I'm gonna talk about it afterwards. So expect reaction, discussion, stuff like from me. This is not just a lazy video. I truly want to talk about this stuff because this is truly important.
I am ashamed to play.
Is that music kicking in?
Now, that's not me saying that, but that's a comment that I see a lot in my Twitch chat and my YouTube.
Yeah, right now, I think I'm in a pretty good spot with Genshin Impact with my relationship to that game, but in the past, when the game came out, I was like in a hardcore addict, like 10 times worse than a League addict. It was insane. I played the game for like 7 to 8 hours on a daily basis for like a few weeks afterward. It got a bit better, but was still so addicted to it that I got a burnout and made like 1 month rule where I didn't play any Genshin Impact. It felt really hard, but afterwards I didn't play that much. I was sober, clean again. I got off my drug, but yeah, today my resin is sometimes scared, but I don't really care about that. Today I don't really care about getting every single prime which I'm in the game, and yeah, let's keep going.
Comments as well as my Twitter. Now, this is going to be a video style that I've wanted to try for a very long time. One that I used to do in the past that was inspired by Asmongold and now even Misk.
Yeah, I love watching a lot of Asmongold. Yeah.
One of the reasons why I stream on YouTube and Twitch is to try to help the people who need help. Kind of like how when I needed help,
no, it's nice.
Me with my issues, and some of them I kind of thank them.
Like Dr. K, he had a Dr. K interview. Watch that.
Online content creators. Now, a lot of content creators, including myself, don't really realize the power they have online, or the voice that they have, or the ability to help that they have. But I'm hoping with the new series that I want to start, maybe once a week, where I just answer some of the most common questions I see online. And
damn, I wish I could be in this position, like doing these kinds of videos which were completely based on your personality, on what you are saying, not based on the game you are playing or something else the viewer is interested in. That was my Discord, don't worry, it's not yours. And yeah,
hopefully I can provide a little bit of guidance, or at least my perspective. Now,
I hope I reach it.
I don't think I'm the smartest guy. I don't think I'm the wisest guy, but I do know there's one thing that I have a lot more than most people have at my age, and that's life experience. And this one right here is one that I feel like I have a lot more experience on than other people. Now, it isn't with Genshin Impact per se, but I have a little bit of a story for anybody who's kind of feeling the same way as the person or the people who have been commenting that I am ashamed to play Genshin Impact. Now, when I was a kid, I want to take you back around 8th grade. Some of my favorite things were to watch were Bleach, One Piece, Naruto. I was a weeb, okay?
Yeah,
was a
One Piece all the time. Like,
okay?
still up to date.
Watching Dragon Ball Z, I would even look at hentai back then. And
what's hentai?
I was 100% ashamed of who I was. I played the Yu-Gi-Oh! I played the Magic the Gathering. I would play the video games back in an era where, you pretty much weren't allowed to be yourself. And if you weren't doing sports, you were a nerd.
The problem, Tectone, is that today it's quite opposite. If you are bracing your masculinity or the positivity of your being, like doing a bunch of sports and stuff like that, people from like the extreme left, we have a big problem about that in Germany. They think being fat is normal, like it's unhealthy. Go work out. I wish you the best. If you are in an unhealthy state, if you're too skinny, too fat, get to a normal weight, get to a point where you're being healthy. And that's the most important thing to me. I want to say I'm not toxic to people who are fat. I'm not blaming you fat fucker. I'm not a person like that. I just want to say that I recommend for you to go and work out. I respect every fat person in a gym like 10 times more than just a normal guy who works out. Like, because they have it like 10 times harder because of the weight, and they don't have the endurance to do that all the time. And just respect to everyone who works out and is fat. That's huge, that's hard, and yeah, keep going.
Tall and athletic, you were a nerd. And it was a bad time, and I grew up in a bad neighborhood too.
Yeah, but the past was different.
I was the only white kid in my school, and let me tell you,
Dead.
It was scary, to say the least.
Yeah.
I've had my ass kicked a lot when I was growing up.
Never had such an
One,
experience.
because, you know,
That's how,
being
man.
called the token white kid sucked. Two, because I was a dork. When I was in 8th grade, I hid everything that I was passionate about. I joined the soccer team. I joined the swimming team. Two things of which I hated, but I did it because I wanted to fit in. And slowly and surely, I grew a friend group, and it was fine. You know, we used to hang out, cause a ruckus to society outside of schools. You know, we would play sports and all that stuff, but none of my friends really knew who I was. None of my friends really knew what I was about other than, oh, we both go to the same team. And I started to realize...
Yeah, it was bad back in the day.
Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In public wouldn't get me beat up. And yes, not reading manga in public would also prevent me from getting beat up. But I was slowly starting to amass this group of friends of which I didn't like. I was living a double life. I wasn't proud of who I was in my private life. And I was ashamed of the person I was pretending to be in my public life. So even though, yes, I would stop getting my ass kicked, I was completely ashamed and miserable of who I had to pretend to be. Now, I know a lot of people can relate to this story on a much deeper emotional level.
Yeah, in a different way.
Video games and anime.
That's
when you try to hide who you are, sure, you can get by and succeed, but you'll never feel that sense of fulfillment. And what did I do? Well, once I got to around 9th, 10th grade, here's what I did. I started working out. That way I could defend myself. But also, when I wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, I just fucking played Yu-Gi-Oh! When I wanted to read anime, I would do it. And I realized if I'm too ashamed to do something in my private life that I wouldn't do in my public life, bar a couple other things like have sex in public, then it's probably not a good thing to do for you. Because you will never become who you need to be, who you actually are in the public eye, which should be you at all times. Because if you're living a double life, you...
Problem with that, Tectone, is that at specific jobs you can't really show who you really are. That's a massive problem. And people are basically not allowed to show it, or you won't get a proper job. That's bad, I know, but that's just how life is. And I also want to fight against that. I also work out, like doing calisthenics and stuff like that, but still being a great gamer, doing all that stuff. I'm not really great at games, but yeah.
You will never be happy, and you will never be you unless you quit the bullshit, you quit hiding the goddamn secrets, and you live your true life. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh!, fuck it. Play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! If you play Genshin, fuck it.
Yeah.
Play Genshin. Don't worry about the community, okay?
But it's much more accepted today, right? So
don't
not very Jewish anymore.
What people say about the Genshin Impact community. Don't worry about what people think of the Twitter posters or the TikTok users. It doesn't matter.
Okay, that's a new problem.
The reality.
That's true.
If you're meeting people that are going to take blanket statements of a community and assume that is the status quo and that is the truth for you, well, then those are the people that you don't need in your life.
True.
If you meet people who think, oh, he's X, that must mean he's also X. You don't need those people. Those are people who you do not want in your life. If you're going to have, and I'll give you a very specific example. If people say, oh, he plays Genshin Impact, he must be an absolute fucking moron, then those people are ignorant. Because if you aren't meeting people that won't give you the time of day based off the games you play, the how you look, how you live your life, you don't need those fucking people. All right? You don't need to be friends with everyone. You don't need mass approval. The only thing that you need is to connect with people who you know you will connect with and people that actually give a fuck about you. And not the person that you pretend to be in the public eye. I mean actually you. If you're going to play Genshin...
Yeah, when you have that one close friend group, you can't tell anyone about. But that's a thing. That's a thing.
Play Genshin. I know the mobile client is a little bit yikes, but that's okay. You'll get over it. But you can't worry about what people think about the community because I would use that as a gap. If somebody says, wow, you play Genshin? I heard all Genshin players were fucking idiots. Say, yeah, no, I've heard what the community says, but I assure you I'm quite different. As you can see here, I don't live in my mother's basement, and you can use some humor like that to break the gap into a segue and maybe actually.
Yeah, I also want to fight against the zero. Like, for example, I'm working out, still playing games, still watch anime, read manga, everything. Just want to contradict them instantly and instantly show them that they are completely wrong on how we gamers are truly are.
Actually get to a meaningful conversation and find out what they like doing. Maybe you'll make a friend. But I don't want anybody here to leave this video thinking that you have to pretend to be anything that you aren't in order to connect with somebody else. Now, yes, it might be harder, but I assure you it is a much more fulfilling life to live your truth than pretend and live a goddamn lie. These are things that I've been wanting to tell you guys for a very long time, and I want to let you guys know that throughout all the bullshit, throughout everything that's happened, I just want to thank you guys for being there for me and making me feel comfortable as a content creator to do what I would honestly like to do, which is form a bond close enough with people who need help like I needed help back in the day, and help to maybe shed some guidance for those people and maybe help a couple people out there. I know this video was a bit different, but I would love to hear your feedback on this. This is what I've always wanted to do, and I'm also good at doing the other uploads, but having some time to just kind of connect, it means the world to me. So I know this isn't good for the YouTube algorithm. At the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about trying to help people. So thank you guys for being vulnerable and asking those questions. I hope I can do these more in the future, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Now we're gonna I'm gonna give a bit of feedback here. This is great content. Like, I hope Tectone does this a bunch more. Like, he's one of these YouTubers I really can connect with, like Asmongold, he, some others. But that's true. What he's saying right there, and I just can't say nothing against it. This is well done. This hit me different. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for holding out for this long. And please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Genshin, more gaming, more trash posts in general. And I see you next time. Wafer out.